Everyone, John and Rio from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a long trade here on crude oil. Now, we just got long here at 56.51. The first target's at 56.59. It's close. I mean, technically it's supposed to be at 58. Because of the offset, you could take profit off at 56.58. It's only 7 ticks away, but it's within that threshold of acceptable, right? I just don't want my first target to come off at 3 ticks. Okay, so the first target coming off at 7, just like normal. The second target coming off at 72. That'll be the next area, and then the final target coming off 56.85, and that will be up at that area up there. So really, looking at crude oil, we've been rising all morning. We do have inventories a little bit later, and they're forecasting a little bit of a build, which you would think would be bearish for the market, but we're going higher. So, trade what we see, and continuing up with these wave patterns to the upside. This is actually the 11th wave to the upside. So we're getting some beautiful wave patterns up, but we're a little bit later in the count. So because of that, I wouldn't blame anybody for taking everything off at just a secondary target at 56.72, just to be a little more conservative, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. So 56.72, just because we're so late in this wave count, if this is a 1, 2, 3 wave or a 4, 5, 6 wave, something like that, I'd be more inclined to look for bigger waves. But this time around, with as grindy as we've been, I don't anticipate us catching a huge runner, so I'm just going to take everything off at 72 instead, just to be a little bit more careful. So looking to the upside here, first target coming off at 56.58, and that's going to be this area right here for 7 ticks. Now 2 off at 7 gives us 14. Second target's going to come off at 56.72, and that's going to give us 21. So 42 on that final push up there if we can get that filled. Now, just to kind of preface this a little bit before we kind of get into the overall move, hopefully once it starts going in our direction, but because it's been so grindy, we're making a little bit of a fake break high right here, and because of that, we could get a little bit chopped up. So because of that, not only am I going to be taking a more conservative target with everything off at 56.72, but I'm also going to be looking to leave my stop where it is. If it does come back on us, then we end up down on the trade, but with as grindy and as whippy as we've been this morning, you kind of have to, especially with the open around the corner in 5 minutes. You really just need to give it some room to breathe. Now, once you get the first target, you're more than welcome to move your stop to break even. But again, from what we've been seeing so far, every time we hit these highs, we pull back and then go up again. We hit the highs, we pull back, and then we'll probably go up again. I'm expecting the exact same thing. We hit the highs, we pull back, stop everyone out here, and then go back up again. So I don't want to get stopped out in that little bit of a pullback, so I'm going to leave my stop back a ways, and I'll just trail my stop up where I'm able to, but taking this a little bit more in terms of a conservative approach, taking a not so aggressive target and leaving our stop back a little ways here. Once we start hitting through these highs, there'll be some consideration on possibly moving the stop in a little bit tighter, but outside of that, everything else is looking pretty solid here for a rise up. So we'll give it a little bit of time. It looks like it's going to be grindy a little bit here. Once the open hits, probably won't have too much of a problem going in either direction here. So we'll be back in a little bit, see if we can fill that target of 56.58. We'll leave the stop where it is just to kind of ride out that grindiness that we're seeing and see if we can get up to 56.72. All right, we're seeing some volatility coming in here before the open. We got our target filled up here at 58. And again, we're just going to look to leave our stop back a little ways here at 56.41. I don't want to put my stop too close, especially with the open around the corner, just because there's a really good likelihood that it's just going to kind of whip back on us. So because of that, just leaving our stop back here at 56.41, looking for some continuation back up 56.72. But again, it wouldn't be a surprise at all to see us hit these highs, pull back, stop everyone out who went to break even, and then go right back up again. It's the exact same thing that we've seen the last 3 or 4 waves. So because of that, I'm going to leave my stop where it is, and we'll see if we can continue up with this strength off the open and hopefully hit that 56.72. All right, so as anticipated, we did come back and swing everyone out. So everyone who went to break even, they got stopped out, and now we're going right back up to the highs. That's that grindiness that we've been seeing all morning. So we did come 1 tick away from our target at 56.71 and 72, but since our stop was already pretty much at break even anyway, this isn't a massive trade, so I'm willing to leave my stop back just to see if we can get up to that 72 again. And really, that's more of a judgment call, but with, again, just with as grindy as we've been, we hit the highs, we pull back. back. We hit the highs, we pull back. We hit the highs, we pull back. Kind of get the idea. So that's sort of what we were looking at, and it's exactly what happened. So we push up, we hit our target up there at 72 and fill it. So beautiful. That's exactly what we were hoping to see, and everything worked out kind of like what we thought it would. You hit the highs and you come back and stop everyone out, and as soon as you get stopped out, it goes right back up to the highs. So instead of getting stuck in that choppiness, leave your stop back a little bit. It is, a more conservative approach to it, and you do stand a chance to give some profit back, but it also keeps you in a trade where you can get full profit as well. So gorgeous move up. 2 off at 7 gives us 14, and then 2 more off at 21. That gives us 42. So 56 ticks on the trade, and just a gorgeous move up. Kind of grindy, but that's probably going to be most of the morning until the news starts coming in to around 10:30 or so. So we'll play it by ear and see if we can pick up a couple nice wave patterns as we continue, but kind of expecting to be a little bit slow and grinding until that news hits. So that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.